Hey, it's Miss Lowry. I'm going to go through the English 2 summer assignment and kind of explain to you what the expectations are and basically how the assignment works and what we're looking for. So first things first, how do you find the assignment? Well, you can go to my blog at shelbylowry.wordpress.com. That's going to be the easiest way, and I've got a lot of resources there that'll help you. So here's my blog. First things first, if you log in multiple times, this picture does change. So don't fret about the picture or think that you've gone to the wrong place if the picture is not the same, because it does change. So again, make sure you're at shelbylowry.wordpress.com and you're in the right spot. So I've added a lot of resources and things for you. So you may have to scroll down to the very, very bottom to find the original post for the assignment, and you're looking for this one right here that says summer reading. It was posted on June 17th. So if you will click on the English 2 summer reading, it will pull up the PDF file of the assignment. So here is the English 2 summer reading assignment. I'm going to read this bit to you just so that I know you've heard it. This summer assignment completed and typed is due the first day of class. No exceptions. These assignments are intended to challenge your critical reading skills and strengthen your writing skills. You need to complete each category. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the selected novel or the assignment, please contact Miss Lowry at Shelby Lowry, or it's actually shelby.lowry@bonhamisd.org before July 15th. Guys, I just put this up here in case you had any major issues with the assignment. I'm hoping that most of you have already started reading. But if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me via email. I'm more than happy to help you with anything. I'm going to go through this by category since that's how it is set up. So category 1, you need to read How to Read a Novel Like a Professor by Thomas C. Foster. This book basically is broken down by chapter, and it explains to you how to understand novels, plays, poetry, and it's broken down by chapter. Like one of them is if characters have a meal or break bread in a book or a play, the different things it might mean. This is just a great book to help you understand and analyze literature and poetry. So it's just really fantastic. It's really funny and entertaining. So this book, there's nothing you really have to do with it. But it's just really helpful in understanding and analyzing poetry, which are great skills to have moving through, especially into your junior and senior year. So there is the category 1, and again, super helpful book in understanding how to analyze literature. So category 2, essential literary terms. You are going to look up the literary terms that we've provided, and they're at the very bottom of this on page 5. Here they are. You're going to look these up, and I have provided 5 different sites that you can use to look them up right here. You can use any of these sites to look up each one of those definitions, but I don't want you putting the definitions that you find in the sources onto your paper. These need to be in your own words. I want to know, if you had to explain to me what a metaphor is without using a verbatim dictionary definition, how would you explain to me what a metaphor is? That's what I want. I want to know that you understand what the term is. So anyway, here are 5 sources. You can use a different source if you want to. Just make sure that it's a literary definition, not a non-literary definition, because some of the words can have non-literary definitions, but for our purpose, you really need to make sure that it's a literary definition. When you type these out, guys, it needs to be in MLA format. I have provided a link here for you to get you help with that MLA citation. So again, your literary terms are on page 5 of this packet. They're at the very bottom. So you'll need to type those in MLA format and define them in your own words. So that will be category 2. You're going to go on to category 3. You're going to read the play Oedipus Rex by Sophocles. When you're reading, you need to pay special attention to the meaning of the novel and the author's style. Look for reoccurring words, ideas, symbols, and themes and situations. Think about the tone and diction. Remember, guys, diction is simply word choice. Are there other types of figurative language in there? Similes, metaphors, personification, and other things that create meaning in the play. Guys, you need to make sure and take notes on this play because you're going to start the year reading Antigone, and Oedipus Rex ends when Antigone picks up. So it uses the same character. So if you do a really good job in understanding Oedipus Rex, then you'll be very successful in reading Antigone. So that's, again, this is just a great way of getting you the foundation to start the year with so that you have a very successful year. We have provided a translation of Oedipus Rex here. It's also on my blog. I'll go back to that when I'm finished going over the assignment and show you the resources that I've provided for you. So that is category 3. Again, simply you're reading Oedipus Rex. You're looking for different things within the play, figurative language, etc., looking for meaning, and making notes, again, because you're going to start the year with Antigone. So there's category 3. Category 4, you're going to watch a film version of the play. Again, I've provided that for you on my blog. Again, I'll go back to that shortly. But as you watch the play, I want you to look for differences and similarities from the actual written play itself. And these differences and similarities, how does it affect the meaning of the piece? If you will jot down notes, and actually I have provided a chart for you to organize your notes. It's there. You don't have to use a specific one. You can make your own on notebook paper or whatever. I just wanted to provide this for you. But definitely take notes over the play itself, the written piece, and the film version. If a character has on a red robe in the actual play and a bright yellow robe in the film version, does it change the meaning, the feeling you have towards that character? Does it change it? Why do you think that they decided to put that character in a yellow robe? Or was there a main or supporting character in the actual play that they maybe downplayed in the film version or left out entirely? Were there scenes that they left out entirely in the film version of the play? How does that affect the overall meaning? Why do you think they did that? Did they have extra things in the film version that they didn't have in the written play? Does it change the meaning? That's basically what you're looking for, because doing all of this will help you write your compare contrast essay, which is category 5. Again, I've given you some questions to ask yourself, but essentially that's what you're doing. You're looking at the differences and you're explaining how it made you feel. How did it change the meaning for you? Because you're really wanting to think critically about that piece. So again, like I said, there's some questions in here. What did you think the film did well? What did it not do well? Guys, it's not merely enough. It's not enough to merely list what is the same and what's different. You need to see, we need to go past that. Why? What did it do to you for those differences as a reader or as a viewer of the play? Making those changes, how did it make you feel about the piece? What was the overall effect of that? That's what we're getting at. This paper has to be in MLA format. I've again provided you with the link here. Guys, this is the exact same link that I gave you up here for your essential terms. So I've just provided it in 2 places. This is must be no longer than 2 pages in length, again in MLA format, and it's due the first day of school. Guys, for those of you who haven't figured that part out yet, it's August 24th. That's the first day of school. If you have any questions on any of the MLA stuff or any of that, just make sure and contact me. Again, I provided you my email address there for you. Alrighty, I've also provided you with a checklist here so that you can kind of go through and make sure that you've done everything. So for the categories, you need to do the, remember the How to Read a Novel Like a Professor. There wasn't necessarily anything to do with that book that you had to turn in, but you did need to read it because it is very helpful. But the first thing you really needed to turn in was the essential literary terms. Also, I hope that you caught it down here, but I will make mention of it. for the directions here. You also need to provide an example from the play of 15 of these words. In the play, let's say you use dialogue. Dialogue is simply characters talking, right? So you will just provide a line of dialogue from the play for that specific term. So there's your freebie. But you'll need to provide 15 of these from the play itself, like examples from the play. Make sure and give me a page number so that we can reference your example. Also, the completed movie watching guide. I don't care if you use this one as as your chart, or if you want to do one on notebook paper. I don't care, but I definitely want to see that. And then your final is the comparison essay, and make sure it's an MLA format. Guys, you will be graded over these. You have the literary terms, that's 2 daily grades, and your comparison essay is 2 daily grades, and your exam grade will come from a test over the play. I know it says novel, but it's actually a play. The first week of school. So make sure that you are very well versed in the characters and you have your notes and stuff. It's not an open note test, but you will have a test the first week of school over the play. So again, let's go back up here to the top, and you have your categories, you've got your due date, you've got all of your resources, and your words at the bottom. Now, I did tell you that I had provided some resources for you. So again, on my blog, if you will look under, let me see, that's not actually working, just one second. If you'll look under Oedipus Rex text, if you'll click on this link, this will take you to the translation of the full text of Oedipus Rex. And I told you I had provided the YouTube video for Oedipus Rex, and it's here as well. So I hope that I have given you everything that you need. And if you have any questions, again, please email me. Thanks.